Like many others, I consider Super Metroid to be one of the best games ever made. It defined the exploration and shooter genres like no other game had ever done before. But like anything else, replaying or watching the same thing over and over can make the experience not as exciting or as thrilling as the first playthrough. Combine that with Nintendo's seemingly lack of willingness to make a 2D Metroid game since Zero Mission, and you get Super Metroid hacks. If you're unfamiliar with hacks, or ROM hacks as they're called, it's simply an altered form of the original game with new content that people have made. AKA, these hacks have been made by really smart nerds who are also very creative. In fact, people have made quite a lot of them, but I sifted through them and came up with my top 5. It wasn't easy. In fact, there are some that didn't quite make it to my top 5, but are still really good. Don't get me wrong, these are some great experiences that you shouldn't miss out on. They offer some unique takes on the Metroid genre that Nintendo will probably never explore, but I would argue that these were not quite as enjoyable for me as my top 5 picks. So, on to the list! Number 5. Super Metroid Redesign. This was a tough one. Trying to choose between a long list of what are ultimately people's hearts and souls is not easy. I mean, some of these hacks have had a lot of work put into them. I would argue though that Redesign was one of the most ambitious hacks ever made. It spawned the mainstream use of Smile, the Super Metroid level editor, and helped the Super Metroid hacking community gain some needed popularity in 2006. I was tempted to put this one on here simply because of its historical value. Oh yeah, and it's really hard. But there are some pretty cool features with this one. Wall jumping has been completely revamped as its own acquirable item. More importantly though, the overall physics of the game have also been redone, to my own hatred however. Now jumping is twice as hard as it used to be, and trying to make simple leaps can prove frustrating. Come on! Also, getting hit by a single enemy means your entire energy tank will be drained, which means you'll be farming to get more energy every few minutes. What about the positives though? It can't be in your top 5 if it's all bad, right? Correct. It does have many redeeming qualities, like an expansive world that's at least twice the size of the original Super Metroid. Finding your way through this labyrinth is a nightmare, but fun. A fun nightmare. Also, they do experiment with some abilities to make it an overall interesting experience. Number 4. Rotation Hack. Talk about unoriginality. This one's literally the vanilla Super Metroid game turned 90 degrees to the right, but it changed the game way more than I thought it would. Surprised? Well, just think about it. Everything that was considered easy, like running down a slope, is now incredibly difficult. You will reconsider every room as a new experience. By the way, don't even bother with this hack if you don't know how to wall jump. It is required, straight out of the gates. Also, there is one section that even requires you to do the infinite bomb jump. As you can see, it took me longer than I anticipated to master this technique. One thing that stood out to me was how different rooms with magma and water became. That same low level of liquid that was spread out over a wide room is now concentrated into a pit that fills half the room. The creator was smart though and changed the underwater physics so it's easier to wall jump while submerged. Overall, this one's enjoyable if you're looking for a challenging spin-off that offers a new experience to a pretty old game. Number 3. Super Metroid Faison. Are you looking for a game that is so dark, you don't even know if you're playing anything at all? That all you can see in your monitor is your reflected face? Then Super Metroid Faison is right for you! Really though, this tile set is near pitch black. Sometimes I have to turn up the brightness on my TV just to see what's going on. If you can manage to see though, you'll find out that this is one of the most original hacks out there. Everywhere you look, there's just another asset that's been added special for this hack. Faison energy recharging stations, power-ups, enemies, atmospheres, unlockables, level warps, you name it. The level design is pretty good. It doesn't rely too heavily on Super Metroid to get its ideas, but stays grounded enough to provide familiarity. Also, it's actually not as hard as most other hacks, which opens up the door for normal players like myself. It's a ton of fun and is easy to pick up and get into. Check this one out if you're looking for a fresh take on the Metroid franchise. Number 2. Hyper Metroid. If you've ever wondered what Samus would act like if she drank 4 monsters and had ADHD, then try out Hyper Metroid. This increased speed gives Samus a new sense of control and makes the player feel more powerful like never before. You can run and jump at insane altitudes, and it's just plain fun to see how far you can go. The brilliant level design works with Samus's new abilities to create a great sense of atmosphere. New bosses like this remixed Fantoon make a compelling case that this is simply one of the best hacks out there. It's fun to mess around with how fast you can open doors. They open quickly and the next room loads quickly. This snappy experience just adds to my enjoyment of this excellent hack. Pick this one up if you like Sonic. Gotta go fast! Number 1. Metroid Super Zero Mission. Strange name, huh? Yeah, the naming convention might have been weird, but the game doesn't suffer for it. This hack is exciting because it fuses 2 beloved Metroid games together, Super Metroid and Metroid Zero Mission. If you put them side by side, you'll see the similarities in the art assets. I think it's a good thing though. This is the sequel to Zero Mission we'll never get from Nintendo. It's quirky, it's unique, and it's fun. While it's certainly more difficult than either source game, it proves to be a rewarding adventure that shows just how far ROM hacks can go. New enemies, environments, and secrets to explore make this my favorite Super Metroid hack of all time. Definitely check this one out for yourself. Believe me, you won't regret it. Well, that's my top 5. What are your favorite hacks? Or have you never played a ROM hack before? Write in the comments below with your thoughts. If you want to play these or any other hacks for yourself, I put all the links in the description below so you can check them out for yourself. I want to give a special shout out to MetroidConstruction.com for creating and consolidating these amazing creations for the world to see. Be sure to go to their website if you're interested. Thanks everyone for watching, and leave a like if you liked the video and a dislike if you didn't. If you do leave a dislike though, be sure to write in the comments why so we can improve the videos in the future. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more XK Tech review videos like GameGuide. That's it for me guys, Josh out.